Yo!
Yo!
What's up, everyone? All right. How is everyone doing this morning or afternoon, wherever you are in the world today? Patrick, how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Yeah?
What about you?
Living the dream.
So just a heads up, I did not do my assignment.
I did my
You
assignment.
don't even remember?
I don't remember your assignment. I remember my assignment, and I did it, and it was great. What was...
When this is all towards the end of the live stream, you'll remember.
Okay, chat. Oh, I know now. So chat, I don't know if you know in the chat, if you know what Patrick's homework was at the end of the stream. I do know. So you've got an hour to think about it. Oh. Anko said it's 39 degrees Fahrenheit where they are. It is dropping. It's getting colder where I'm at. It's like 40 degrees outside, I think, or in the 40s, 50s. It was 80 something yesterday. So, yay, Texas weather. So, all right. So, just welcome everyone. Love seeing all the chat. The chat's bananas as always before we get started. I love the countdown because it's always just nice to connect with folks and say hi and see everyone. If you are new to Guy in a Cube or new to the live stream in general, put hashtag new in the chat below. We love seeing it. We love just seeing all the new faces, and just always exciting to see everyone coming together for Power BI. It's good stuff. Patrick is not new, so
No.
all right.
I think I'm broken. I'm broken.
How are you broken?
Yeah, because I can't think of anything.
You're fine. You'll get there. You'll think of something. Something will inspire you during the hour. So thank you to all the members of Guy in a Cube. We appreciate all the support that you've given us just over the lifetime of the channel. It's been insane to see everyone come together. If you see some of the folks with the green name or the Guy in a Cube logo next to their name, those are members of Guy in a Cube, and they just help us do what we do here on the channel, and we appreciate all the support. If you want to learn more about being a member, hit the link that's on the screen or hit the join button down below. Just to learn more, no commitment required, but just thank you for checking it out. Also, members, hold your questions for the second half. Chatmaster C will let you know when to go. The second half of the live stream will be member-only chat, so only members and moderators can participate in the chat. Everyone else can still watch the stream and learn all the good Power BI knowledge and questions and answers, but only members and moderators can participate in the chat. Super chats always take priority, so if you do have a burning question and you want to jump the line, feel free to do a super chat. If you do the super chat, be sure to type in the question. I see it every time. Like someone just forgets to type in the question and they hit send, and there was nothing there. So if you're just wanting to do a super chat, awesome, appreciate it. But if your intent is a question, get the question in. So we want to make sure that you get the value you are looking for. All right. And then questions. Please put Q: in front of the questions. Chatmaster C is standing by to get them queued up. All you need to do is one time and it gets queued up. We don't get to every question, so please make sure you put Q: in front of it. The sooner you get it in, the more likely it is we're going to get to it. We never get to all of them, so be sure to do that. If you do start repeating the question, we have a 3-strikes rule here on Guy in a Cube. You will be put in a timeout by either Chatmaster C or one of the moderators. The moderators are the folks with the blue names and the wrench next to them. They have the power. So awesome. And Chandra Kumar, thank you for the super chat. Very much appreciated. I hope you didn't want to put a question in there. All good. All right. Cool. News. Let's see what the news are. Not the news, but the news. All right, let's see. And I see all the Saturday morning learning crews in the house. Mark, I see you. Good to see you. Chewy, I see you as well. Always good to see everyone.
Wait. Is that what SML stands for?
Yes. What'd you think it stood for?
I had no idea. I just thought it was some Power BI people, but I didn't know what it stood for.
Yeah, it's Saturday morning learning. So it's a group. They do like a whole Teams thing before Guy in a Cube live stream, and then they jump over when we get started. They have a good time.
All
All right. See Patrick learning things every day. All right. Chandra Kumar's new. Fox Mulder's. I like that. Fox Mulder. That's funny. I just caught that. Is new. Mo Canada's new. Kathy's new. Thomas feels new today. BI accountant Inca. Welcome. She's new as well. Look at that. John Phillips is new. Who else we got? Christian, you're not new. Someone with a Russian name. It looks Russian is new. I can't pronounce it though. But welcome. Brad, thank you for, he said he's a longtime follower, first time chatter. Awesome. Thanks for not being just a lurker. We appreciate engagement and just talking with everyone. That's great to see.
Yeah.
Vahid is new. Man, so many news today. Look at that. How many, did I miss any? I don't think I did. I think I got them all. I'm just scanning real quick here. Any more news? Nope. We're good. Oh, George is new. George is new as well.
Yeah.
Will Goodwin, lurker, first time chat. Awesome. Welcome. Love it. All right. And then folks, just remember to put Q colon in front of the question if you want to get it queued up. And then Bernat coming from his first Saturday morning learning, hashtag SML. Welcome. Hopefully you enjoyed it. One of these days, Patrick and I will get in there as well, but it's a little hard when it's right before the stream.
The live stream. Yeah, it's hard before the stream.
Yeah. So, all right. And Shannon's waving to us. Hello, Shannon. Hello, Shannon. All right. Are you ready, Patrick? Are you ready?
One thing.
Okay. All right.
One thing. So, wait. I'll save that to the end.
Okay. Oh, also, I'm going to say Venk is new, and then Posi is new. I'm so bad with names. Dada is new. Wow, lots of news. So many news. That's amazing. All right. You're going to save it. You're not going to... You didn't have anything. You just teased us and then cut it off.
Yeah, let's save it to the end.
All right. Still can't get over Fox Mulder's name. That's awesome. I hope Chatmaster C appreciated it too. She loved the X-Files. All right, Matthias, we're starting off with you.
As always.
Not always, but it's I miss it when he's not the first question. I've gotten used to it. It's kind of like a ritual thing here. Could you make a video on getting started with Power BI and SAP Hana, especially setting up what has to be done up front by the SAP team, define measures in Hana, models in Hana, or is it given by default? So that's totally a Patrick thing. I think Patrick should do that. So Matthias, I will tell you, I've actually done a lot with SAP Hana. With some of our the enterprise customers we've worked with, even gotten SSO up and running with single sign-on. Tried to get the Kerberos thing working, but SAP HANA's on the Linux side, so it's challenging. I was committed to getting it working, but we switched over to XAML and got that working along with the SSL piece on the gateway. There was a lot of configuration steps to get all that working. One thing I will say though is I am not an SAP expert. I'm a Power BI person. So we could look at doing a video on just the things that we know of, but internals on the SAP HANA side, I'm not even going to touch that, just because I'm not an SAP guy. We can look at doing something.
Do you have access to SAP?
I do.
Oh, well, there you go. You should do a video then.
So I should get Nikhil. Nikhil and I should do it together. So Nikhil's on. He works with the CAT team, and he's kind of the SAP expert. So we should get him on. We can talk about best practices, what to think about, how to get this stuff going.
Be a good video.
That would be a good. All right, thank you, Matthias.
That would be a good video.
All right, stay tuned. It's going to be next year though. It's not going to be this year. All right. So Hill. Let's see how. I have an analysis services, so SSAS, for those that don't know, that's SQL Server Analysis Services on premises. So solution with 70 plus tables with legacy data sources. If I see legacy data sources, for some reason, I immediately think Oracle in my head. Like, no judgment. That's where I go. And want to upgrade to Power Query data source from compatibility 1400 to 1500 without recreating it from scratch. Do we have any tools? All right. So I know where Patrick's going. So first off, This means that they are running a tabular model, right? So it's not multidimensional. Yes. Good. In terms of, I'm not aware of like an easy migration, but so I would think though, the first place I would start is, if you want to upgrade the compatibility, we could be able to do that, right? So using Tabular Editor or Visual Studio like that, we can upgrade the compatibility mode. But switching over from the legacy data sources to the Power Query data sources, that's gonna take some work. It's manual. Like there's no automation for doing that. So you're gonna have to do
some research into that. We should do some research into this, Adam.
Okay.
Into this migration. Let me write that down. Who's that?
This is Sohail.
Okay. I'm gonna write this down. We should do some research. Let's do some research.
Okay. All right.
Let's not say a fast no.
Yeah. Let's give a slow research. Yes. So stay tuned on that. So I mean, as far as we can say right now, it's going to be kind of a manual. Yeah. So Paul's got a good point, Patrick. So it's like, hey, if you build out the new model from scratch with the data sources, and then script out the old one with the tables and measures, and then you could kind of merge them together.
But that's still. I wonder, is there a way? I get it. Yeah. I get it, but
there's no magic button on this.
There's no magic button.
There's no magic button. So yeah, there's gonna be some work going on there. So
yeah.
All right. Going back to the SAP thing, I saw Matthew dropped a link to the SAP white paper. Thank you, Matthew. One thing to note, I believe that's focused on SAP BW and not HANA. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that is BW focused. So I'm not aware of a white paper going around HANA. I know it was talked about, but I don't think it was ever done. And then Marco also jumping in on the migration thing. Says it's probably possible to create a script in Tabular Editor, but I would keep the legacy data sources because it's faster. Interesting. Interesting. All right.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, I mean, another thing with that too, with the legacy, like I know we want to go to the new shiny Power Query, but is there a business reason for doing that? Like why? What's the need or the goal for getting off of the legacy connector? Is it just because you feel you have to and go to Power Query? So that's something to consider as well. Or it may be, hey, we're trying to introduce a new data source that's only supported with the Power Query data sources, not the legacy. That may be something. So just something to think about on that front. All right. Cool. Good. Hammer's got a question here. This is a Patrick. Should I learn Python and R or Advanced M, and in what order? Currently relegated to Excel use at work. I would go with, if you're, so I'll let you answer first, Patrick.
No, you were about to say exactly what I was about to say. I would start with M. Start with M because that's how you got to get started with Power BI. Start with M, and then you got to use the right tool to solve the problem. Yes. I don't know, I dabble in both Python and R. And when I say dabble, it's like right on the surface. I don't go too deep. And so I don't know, I don't have extensive knowledge between the differences, amongst the differences between Python and R. So I don't know what one can do and the other one can't do, but I know what M can do. And so I would start with M and then determine which one, Python or R, best fits the problems you're trying to solve, and go learn it in that order.
So a couple things. So when we're thinking about Python, R, Advanced M, like when I'm getting started with Power BI, or what I recommend to people is like, I just get familiar with the UI and everything you can do there first before you even go into like Advanced M. I mean, doing advanced. So Patrick and I actually did some Advanced M yesterday with a customer. I'm going to be doing a video on it, and it was good. Patrick and I actually had like a little friendly competition of who could solve it first. I won. And I was distracted at the same time. But we were showing things of like how to optimize the Power Query queries from an Advanced M perspective, and just keeping it, simplifying what was going on. And it made sense. It's powerful to have that knowledge, especially as you start to think about optimizations and trying to improve performance. But definitely get to know the UI first. And then from the from Python or R perspective, this is my personal opinion. I am not a Python or R person, so weight this accordingly. But from a Python or R perspective, just with my like what I understand in the world, in the technology world today, I think Python has more diversity and use cases than M than R. So I would definitely weight Python higher than R from that perspective, because you can use that for so many other things than just data science or data transformations. So, and then, but the other thing too is from a Power BI perspective, the Python R integration, which you can utilize that inside of Power Query, is somewhat limited, right? Especially if you need to do refreshes and there's gateway considerations. So there's a lot of caveats involved with it. So I would definitely focus on M if you want to go that way. Focus on DAX, like look at that. Those are the two things I would look at before I even touch Python and R, unless there's a specific business reason on your end that it would make you more marketable internally in your business, as part of your role, or a role you're looking to get, then that would make sense. But otherwise, stick with M and DAX. So, all right, that was a long answer. Sorry.
That was a long answer.
Sorry.
It was a long answer.
Little passionate on that one.
Yeah.
Although yesterday's Power Query thing was fun. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And you were even a little like, I don't know if I want to be on that call. I'm like, you had fun with that. You thought that was interesting.
That was good.
All right.
That was good. But then to push that little comma delimited list to the query, that was brilliant.
I know.
Yeah, that was good.
It was amazing.
Good.
I was like, why are you doing it after the fact? Let's do it before the fact. Anyway, I got a video coming for it.
Yeah. That was
All
good.
right. Egbert, is there a way to filter a live connected data set with parameters to retrieve a subset?
Boom, boom, boom,
Slicer.
boom, 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 boom. Nope. They want to get it before. They want to get it before they bring it into the desktop. Boom, 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 boom. No.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
If it's live connected though.
You'd have to do an import and.
Well, but if it's live connected though, why can't we use filters and slicers and like if you want to
beforehand?
Well, if you want to limit that also, the like RLS, like that would limit the data that's coming back before slicers and filters get involved.
Yeah, all those things. But this question comes up a lot. People are live connected to a data set and say, I only want this piece of the model or this subset of the fact table. And I don't want to live connect to all of that fact table. I just want to live connect to, this year's version of it. So, no.
Sorry.
Nope.
Matthew has a good question too. Is this scenario for composite models on data sets? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, it's a question that comes up a lot. I don't know who originally asked the question, but it's a good question that comes up a lot. There's just not a way.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. No good answer on that front if that's what you're going for. All right. All right, Paul. And this is where Matthew was probably going.
Oh, I forgot about this.
I didn't think it was out yet, so that's why I didn't say it, because I wasn't sure if it was public yet.
It's out. Out.
That's what Paul just said.
Wait a minute.
Paul just said using DQ with AS, you can now choose a subset of the tables. I didn't think that was out yet. So, but if it is, then that's an option. But it doesn't help you get a subset of the data from a given table. It just lets you choose. Yeah, so Chris is saying that's not out. I didn't think it was out either. Thank you, Paul.
Yeah, that's not out.
Oh, no, Dan's saying yes, it's out. Okay. All right. Well,
do we have
cat's out of the bag anyway.
I don't think we have AS running in Guy in the Cube, do we? No, we don't have AS. We don't have it. No. Okay.
You can do it on a data set.
Oh, Power BI data set. All
right, I'm just gonna. If it's not out, I'll wave my magic wand and just scrub the video.
It's not there. It's not there.
Paul said it works. Dude. Paul said it works in the November desktop.
Oh, I'm not in the November. I'd have to go on the other machine. Okay.
How are you not? So you're in November. Your other machine has December.
It's not. Wait, it's not. I'm live connecting to a data set, and I don't get that option.
Okay. All right. It's all good. Schrodinger's announcement. Love that. Oh. It's fine. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, Paul, you may have the December preview, buddy. It's all good. Whatever. We're good. Moving on. All right. Medi.
Albert Marco just said it. Marco just said it.
Yeah. You got to do the second to see it. Yeah. Okay.
This has to be a video.
Oh, there you go. All is right in the world. Thank you, Paul. I was avoiding it because I didn't think it was out yet. So I have to put that filter in. All right. Medi. Next question. Here we go. Hello. Do you have info regarding a new release of premium capacity monitor Power BI embedded? With the current app, it's difficult to find which part of a report is slow and impacting the capacity. So the metrics app, there is an update coming soon, which will have some updated items that'll help you drill in a little bit. So stay tuned on that, like very soon. It will definitely help from that context. And so you can see like if you have spikes, like what's causing it. So yeah, stay tuned. Very soon. Phil, our buddy Phil Seamark's been doing a lot of work on that. So, all right, let's go. Akshay. Where do you see Power BI in the next 5 to 10 years? Whew, I have no idea. Will there be the same popularity number of users? Just thought to check with Power BI Legends. Oh, thank you. So I will say, for those that aren't aware, the Power BI team does planning in what 6-month semesters, right? So the semester we're in right now is from October to the end of March. And so April will start the next semester. And so they haven't even locked in plans for the next semester yet. There's thoughts about that, but like 5 to 10 years out, like nobody knows. That's way too far out from a cloud perspective and the speed at which things are done. Priorities change over that time. So there's no way to tell. I hope that, 5 to 10 years from now, Power BI is still going strong. In fact, I know it will be. I'm confident of that. Just look at reporting services is still out there too, and that's been around forever. So yes, yeah, not worried. It'll be great. It'll be bananas. It'll be so much more than what's there today. I can't wait. So yeah. But way too far out to even. I don't even think that far out with Power BI. So, all right, Alex. Why is Switch so slow? Can we just like do an update to improve performance on that?
In October.
Or not us,
in
the
October.
Power BI. Yeah, October.
In October.
Does it evaluate each value every time it is impacted by a change? Is there a better way to create flexible measures to save real estate and avoid repeating information? Calc groups?
Flexible measures. Calculation.
Calculation groups.
Calculation groups.
Yeah. I mean, there were some updates for Switch from a performance perspective. So make sure you're on the latest desktop.
October 2021, they made optimizations to Switch.
Yep. But yeah, I would think take a look at calculation groups and see if that helps you on that front. I know it's not going to solve every scenario for Switch, but it might help. So
I like some of the responses though. Are you using variables? The model, it might depend on the model. It's things like that. So those are good points that people are making in the chat.
Yep, I agree. And then Chris saying Switch is part of the formula engine. It's single threaded, so it can slow some things down. But are you using vars? Yep. All those things to consider.
Yep.
Try and simplify it as best you can too. Keep it simple.
And Marco posted a sorry about that. Marco posted a article on Switch optimization.
Yep. Thank you, Marco.
It's a good article.
Thank you, Marco.
It's a good article.
Good. All right, cool. Let's see if we can get to a few more here. We're getting close to the cutover. Urshad, what is the best and easiest way to create custom visuals? Can you point any videos or tutorials without writing a script and maybe some coding? All right, Patrick, go for it.
Oh man, I just was looking at this yesterday. That is so funny. I was just looking at. So obviously you can write code, right? You can go write your own custom visual.
Go learn
There's
D3 and
Charticulator.
get good with the code.
Yeah.
That's great.
There's Charticulator.
Charticulator,
which
for sure.
There's Charticulator is low. I don't think is there any code. I don't
You
know
can
if
drag
there's
and drop
any
on
code
that.
to
You can
Charticulator.
drag and drop.
Yeah. So you have, and somebody just posted what I was
Lots
gonna say,
lots of
Alex.
love for Deneb.
Alex. Yeah, and so you have on one end you write a lot of code, on one end you don't write no code, but right in the middle. And I just start reading about this Deneb, and Deneb is based on Vega, and there's Vega and Vega Lite, and I think it was Washington State. I spent like 4 hours yesterday, but there's a lady, and I was trying to look for her blog post, Carrie. I cannot find her blog post, but she actually did some really good examples. But Patrick Marsh Patrick, I forget his name. He did a live stream with Reed. What is his name? I don't know. I can't find his name, but he did a live stream with Reed Havens over on Reed's channel. And you should, Daniel Marsh Patrick. Thank you, Daniel Marsh Patrick.
Carrie Kolosko. Gary Kolosko's the other.
There you go. And so, but it's a custom visual. So if you go to the Power BI desktop, you can actually add the Deneb visual into the desktop. And it's just JSON, really. It's just JSON that you're writing to build out the custom visual. There's lots of templates, lots of samples. And if you go, there's documentation on this Vega and Vega Lite, really good documentation that you probably should read before you start digging into building it. But it's right in the middle. So it's between Charticulator, I think it is, and writing your own custom visual. It's like right in the middle. There's some drag and drop, but there's also it's not really code. It's just, you're just writing some JSON. So.
Nice. Yeah. And this is what I love about the community is like just everyone jumping in to fill in the gaps, and like everyone's right there with us. I love it.
Because I'm the worst with names. I am the worst with names. Actually, I'm the worst. Yeah.
All right. We're getting close. Let's do one from Kathy. How do I limit data from an Excel file in the query like I can do using the select from where on an Oracle table? The Excel file is from a third party off their server. Okay, so when you have Excel in the Power Query editor, on the columns, you can do like a filter, which basically injects like a where onto the data itself. So you can absolutely do that.
But there's no way to do it before. Right, no. I can't go and write a where clause. Right, I'm just saying. Right, and so I can't do it on the server side to limit. So I got to pull all that data. Go ahead.
You could, like, if you did an ODBC connection to Excel, which I do not recommend doing. You could actually write a T-SQL statement for that, which would do it. But just do it in there, and hopefully it folds back to the Excel file. Hopefully it's smart enough for that. But yeah, I would do the filter in Power Query. It should be working. I'd be curious to see what you're hitting there where that is not working out for you. All right, cool. One more. I want to grab. All right, let's grab Fox Mulder. I love this name. Multiple reports in one workspace. Various data from reports in one dashboard. Okay, so we pinned a bunch of visuals from a bunch of different reports to a single dashboard. How do I place a year dropdown on the dashboard, allowing users to see the date? Yeah, nope. Not a functionality of dashboards. Sorry. So the dashboard, when you pin an item to a dashboard, it retains like whatever the filter is of the visual that you pinned. But you can't alter that from a dashboard perspective. You'd have to like repin the visual with a different filter perspective and stick it on there. So there's no option. We've heard this a lot. Like a lot of people have asked for that kind of functionality to have some sort of interactive slicing or filtering from a dashboard perspective that would propagate to the reports, but that's not. Sorry. No joy. All right. Any other comments on that, Patrick?
Nope.
No, because you're
hard. When's the last time you created a dashboard? When was the last time you created a dashboard?
Whenever we were mucking around with some streaming stuff.
Yeah.
Was it?
years ago. Years ago.
No, not years.
Okay.
Yeah. So Patrick doesn't have any other comments because he's deep in thought for the end of the stream.
I'm not. I'm done. I give up.
All right. We are at the halfway point. We are cutting over to members only chats. So everyone can still watch the stream and soak in the knowledge. But we're going to cut over to members only, so members and moderators can participate in the chat. Super chat take priority. So sorry if we didn't get to your question. Come back next week and we will try again. Or if it's really burning and you need to know, the super chat is the way to cut the line. All right, it's cutting over to members. Here we go. And so members, you can go ahead and get your questions in. Yeah, I don't have the clacks on, Paul. I'm sorry. Paul, now's your chance. Do it quick. Paul, do it. Paul was saying he wasn't able to get it in last week in time because of the character count. So Paul, you got to get it in. There it is. I see Paul's. Good. All right, Thomas. Let's start off with Thomas. Our friend from Sweden. Or no, different Thomas. All right, let's go. Is it possible to do a Monte Carlo simulation in Power BI without using R?
That's a real thing. I just looked it up. That's a real thing. That's a real thing.
I would point you. Phil Seamark did. I don't know if Phil did a blog on this, but he did a whole interactive maze thing using DAX. And he had the data that was part of it, and you could use DAX to do it. He did it as part of the last in-person Power Hour that we did at MBES. What?
Listen to this.
Okay.
Monte Carlo simulation is a statistical technique by which a quantity is calculated repeatedly using randomly selected what if.
So we're not talking about those
for each calculation.
Wait. So we're not talking about racing.
No.
I thought we were talking about racing. I thought he wanted to do a game. I was like, Phil did like this whole interactive maze thing, like a Doom shooter thing, and that's where I thought we were going.
That's what I was telling you. It's a real thing. It's a real statistical thing.
Totally. Sorry, my mind went a different direction with that.
And it's so great.
This is what happens when you have the gamer and the non-gamer, and we have different thoughts on those things. I went the game route, and I'm like, he wants to like race car drive inside of Power BI. I'm like, sure, you could probably do that.
No. There's a blog post. Alex posted something, and Matthew posted something. They've already solved it. There's some people that's already tackled it. Look, Adam and I don't know how to do the Monte Carlo simulation in Power BI, but there's people in the community that's done it. So
now I want to build a race car game inside of Power BI. Why not? Inspiration. Thank you, Thomas. Oh my goodness. Next Power Hour, it's going to be a race car simulation. And we're going to do the Monte Carlo thing, and then you're going to stop me and go like, whoa, wait, Adam, this was not what we signed up for. That's going to be an awesome Power Hour. We got to do that for Power Hour. It's going to be great. You all heard it first.
And then I'll find one, and I'll show what a Monte Carlo simulation is.
That's going to be great. Matthew, you heard it here first. That's going to be our Power Hour. Oh, boy. Okay. All right.
That was good.
All right. Tally came in with a super chat. Jump in the queue. Look at that. All right. Not that one.
God.
Whoops. I grabbed it scrolled. All right. Well, I guess we'll do Joe first, and then Tally, we'll get you next. Sorry. I clicked on the thing, and then it dropped right as I clicked. So, all right. So, Joe, I'm building my first report specifically for mobile phone users. Any recommendations on building specifically for mobile? I have a suggestion, but I'd let you go first.
No, I don't build for mobile, right?
Okay.
Use the mobile designer to make sure you lay out things the way it should be laid out.
So use the mobile view, but also I've heard some recommendations of actually create mobile specific reports and keep the regular desktop reports separate, just from a flexibility perspective.
Yeah.
But definitely take a look at the mobile view first and make sure see if that fits your needs. But if it doesn't, then target a specific mobile design.
There were some announcements, and there's some stuff on the release wave that they're going to make it better. They're going to make it better where you don't have to go through that process. There are some announcements and some things in the release wave, release whatever we call it, where they're going to make the mobile designer better. So
yes.
It'll get better.
All right. I got to go back and find.
I'm still thinking about this Monte Carlo. That's hilarious, man. That's hilarious.
You know who's going to build it? We'll figure it out. All right. So Daniel, thank you for becoming a producer. Thank you so much. Very much appreciated there. And then BI accountant Imka, thank you for becoming a member. Very much appreciated. It's amazing. All right.
Oh, that's funny. That's hilarious.
Learn something every day. Learn something every day. All right.
Yeah.
All right, Tally. Now we're gonna get to yours. Let's see. All right.
Oh,
Tally. So we're I broke Patrick. We were going racing. Tally's working with templates and all right, we got to get serious, Patrick, here. We got a real question.
Yeah.
None of this race car stuff. Working with templates and parameters. Can I do it when the columns have different names? One client calls it SKU versus item name, H versus height. That's going to be a challenge. Schema perspective, the schema's got to be the same.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's going to break.
What you could do, and this goes against everything in me when I put on my modeling hat, is you can unpivot and make that a key value pair. And then you can have like the client. And then when the parameter you choose the client, then it would choose the corresponding column name and value for that. But it's just not something I would recommend. You got a custom
doing for that, and it gets messy. So
yep, it gets messy.
So what may be helpful there is part of your onboarding for the client. If you have a known template, say, look, if you've got to conform to this schema, so we recommend you creating a view on your data source that aligns the schema properly and changes the names to match what your template's going to ask for on that. So that's a way that you can make sure that everything is consistent. So get a view on the data source. Hopefully this data source supports views and it's not like an Excel file, because then you don't have that option.
Well, Tally's really thinking out of the box. He said, hey, could I do this with Power Apps? You know, Power Apps is code. So behind the scenes, you could write some code to say, if it's this person, switch it to this value. If it's that person, switch it. So code is, if you have access and can write some code, it's way more flexible than depending on a schema. So probably Tally.
So Alex said something like you depromote the headers and then it's more position based.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, but however, this is coming from a template. So the template's already got the model and mQuery stuff all defined already. And you've got parameters in the template, so you can't do that from the template perspective, right? That's not going to work.
Well, what he's saying is it's more ordinal at that point.
I know, right? But you can't, it's still, you've got to take custom care over that to figure out like how that would even work. The easiest thing is get a view on the data source. Like that's the easiest thing for conformity. But she said it's templates with parameters. And so that's going to make it a little weird or a little more challenging. So Alex, she said template with parameters and she wants to account for the different schema things. And I'm like, that's where it gets tough. If it was just a regular file we were dealing with, absolutely depromote, repromote, change the positions, all that stuff. It's easier to handle. But from a template perspective, you're locked in. So, and so she's coming from almost like an ISV type scenario where she's got a template for the solution and she's got multiple clients she's onboarding that are adopting that solution. And you're handing that template out.
So let's say it's Adam is one client and Patrick is one client.
Yep.
I call them SKUs. You call them items.
I call them Monte Carlo race cars.
In Power Query, when I do the import, I can write M that says, hey, if the client is Adam.
Yeah, but you got to know that ahead of time.
Rename. I'm guessing she does because she said, I'm hoping she does.
Are you going to account for all the scenarios?
I mean, do it as far upstream as possible. You're saying make a view. So if I do it in a view, I got to do some logic like that in my view.
I get you.
Right. And so you can intelligently say it's Adam. Adam calls it item name, rename it to SKU. And now we're a standard name. So it doesn't matter at that point.
Yeah. So, and then Charlie kind of had a suggestion here too, which is a good thought of, you could have a parameter as almost like a Boolean to say, hey, do you need to readjust the things? And maybe that causes it. There's like some if to depromote and repromote, or like some logic to, that might be something.
Yeah.
You'd want to heavily test that though. Like,
I think I like Alex's comment. I may do that. I just to have a video on that, just to show people that if I have two different columns, right? If I have a different schema coming from different customers, and I'm not going to do it in the source, I'm going to do it in Power Query. And we know they mean the same things, right? We know they mean the same things. And I can even make a data mapper, right? I can even have a data mapper that says, Adam calls, product SKUs, Patrick calls them items, but we call them SKUs. That's what they're going to be in our final model. So just have it go through and switch. Anyway, I may have to talk to Alex about this a little bit before I do it.
Yeah. So thank you for the great question, Tally. So Scott is with us. I did see real quick the news about the twister that went through. I didn't catch where it was, but I'm assuming it was around Scott. So Scott's out in Tennessee. So Scott, glad to hear you're okay. So good to know.
Yeah, Scott.
Hopefully everyone out there is safe.
I didn't watch the.
I just saw the headline. Yeah, I just saw the headline. A twister went through and ripped up some areas. So. All right, Christian coming in. I think he had this question last year. What are your favorite Power BI features released in 2021 and why?
Well, mine is not released yet.
Yeah.
I'm changing it though. I'm changing it. I'm changing it to something else. It's not auto ags or hybrid tables. It's not that. It's something else. Ask next week. I'll tell you. Hopefully it'll be out.
Hopefully next week. Miguel, streaming data flows.
Hey, Miguel, video recorded. It's in the queue.
Video is done. Yeah. Video is done. It was a struggle. It was a struggle. It was not. It was rough. He almost gave up on it too. He almost gave up on it.
I did.
But we got it done.
I did.
Yeah. My feature. Trying to think. I like the format pane updates. I'm excited to see more stuff there.
I like the page navigator and the
page navigator. Yeah, page and bookmark navigators are nice.
Those. I would love to see the query folding stuff in the desktop,
data flows,
like it is in data flows.
Yeah, that'd be great. But that's not released. And that's not what he's asking.
I know.
Yeah, Tom, hybrid tables not out yet.
Yeah, not out yet. No, but they are great.
They are great.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Like the format pane. I like the export to Excel stuff. Updates there were nice. And there's something on the performance side that I liked. I don't remember. 2021's kind of a blur, just like 2020. I just want it all to be over, and hopefully 2022 is better. So, all right.
Direct query for Power BI data sets. That's a good one, right? And you can have the models.
Yeah. My problem is, like, I'm thinking about what's coming ahead, and it's like overshadowing like what came out in 2020. 2021. There's a lot of cool stuff that came out.
Can you post Tom G's the last thing he just posted? This is a good one. This is something good. It's not a question, it's a comment.
Well, it is a question.
Did they fix this? So
it is a question.
Well, but he didn't put Q colon. He didn't put Q colon from.
No, he didn't. And you just brought it up. That's good.
But I did because I saw it, because it's funny. This is a funny story. Like I was doing my video
he yelled
for Page
at me.
Navigator, and I'm like, Oh, I see. And then, but if you go read the limitations of the new format pane, it says, I emailed Will Thompson. I was like, Will. And then I said, oh, never mind. I read it is a limitation. It's going to be fixed,
It is.
Tom. It's going to be fixed. It's going to be fixed. It's going to be fixed.
When it's a journey, right? So more things will come out
Yeah.
as to get compatibility. It's just, some things didn't make it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
cool. All right, Paul. We got to your question. I have a table of emails against a comma-separated set of what?
Matthew's comment. You'll see Matthew's comment. You'll see it.
I saw it. All right. So Paul worked hard on getting this question under the character limit. I have a table of emails against a comma-separated set of IDs. And a second table which has the IDs in a column. I want to filter the second table using the lookup on the first using the principal username. You mean user principal name? Got it.
Yeah.
So we got the login of the person from Power BI. We're getting that from user principal name. So it's going to look like an email address, but it's really the user principal name, not their email address. And so then we've got that as a column in one table, and we want to join it with another table. Okay. What's the question? Do it.
I have a comma separated. Wait, I have a table of emails against a comma separated set of IDs. So is it email and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Is that what it is? And then email 2, 3, 4, comma. Is it? So I have an email address, then I have a comma list in the next column. Then I have an email address and a comma list. Then I need to split those. Well, I just split them, right? I use Power Query. I split them. Then I unpivot. Then I have
then it'd be a one-to-many.
1, email 2. And then it's a one-to-many. And then you put RLS with user principal name, and boom, you're done.
Or actually, that'd be potentially a many-to-many.
Well, if I have a distinct list of IDs on one side, hopefully it's a distinct list of IDs on one side, Paul. And if it's a distinct list on one side, then you create the relationship. Then you do it. You know what? That's another good video. It's another good video.
You're not writing any of this down.
Video. Oh, yes, I am. I have Notepad open. I got 2 videos. I got them. I'm writing those down, my friend. Oh, this is the third one. I'm sorry. This is the third one.
Yeah. So I guess, Paul, like, have you tried it? What's the, if you're bringing it up, user principal can only be used in measures. Yes. Oh, you're trying to, so where else would you be trying to do it? Yeah, but where would you be trying to do it? Yeah. I don't get it, because user principal name is a runtime thing. It's not a backend, because on the backend side, no one's logged in, so we don't have the end user context in that scenario. So you've got to, yes, you can only do it in a measure because it's runtime. And the runtime happens when the user's interacting with it. That's how we know who the user is. So
I'm still doing a video on that. I don't care. I'm still doing a video on that.
Okay. Paul, I don't know if we answered for you, but that's why user principal, if you're trying to do it in calculate column, that's not going to work. So if you're doing this, if you want to do it from like a refresh perspective, you've got to have a list already of those users, and you're pulling that from somewhere. So you can't do that with user principal name. So cool. Yeah.
Well, you said you couldn't get it to work.
Filtering the table in DAX in a measure. Make sure you're doing it in a measure.
In a measure.
Yes.
You've seen the video. You've seen the video, Paul. I'm gonna do a video. I'm doing a video on this. This is easy. This is a good, simple video to do. I do it.
Yeah, and if it is RLS, then have that as part of the RLS rule. But I get the sense he's not trying to do this with RLS. We're doing it outside of RLS. But
then how is he gonna do the filter if you don't use RLS?
I mean, you could filter the table, because at that point, if you've got a column with the email addresses already there, then you just apply the filter of the user principal name, right? In a measure.
Yeah.
I think you could do that.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Chris, what non-tech book do you recommend for people to read?
Strength Finder 2.0. I'll put a link to it in the chat. I'm reading it right now. Buck Woody suggested that I read that book. It's a really good book. It's a short book, and it's a fast read.
Nice. Nice.
Yep. Yeah. Here's the link. Here's the link to it. I'm reading it right now.
The I don't know, the books would I recommend. There's a lot of good ones. I read a bunch of just like more I mean, they're definitely not tech related. It's about just approach of things. And then you're putting me on the spot, so I don't know, like, I don't even remember. I don't have a name off the top of my, I can't think of, they're in my closet right over there. I can't even think of it. Dune, Bob Eater, Dune. Yes, I'll go with that. That's a good one. And then, so one that I just got recently, and it's very short as well, is Who Moved My Cheese? That's a good book.
Oh, I read that one. Yeah, that's a good book. Matthew's book is a good one too. The Customer Driven Playbook.
So I was that's the first one that came to my head because it was the most recent one that I went through with Matthew, and that's great. I think it's like, and Matthew would probably argue with me here. Like it's specific depending on what you're doing, but you can apply it to a bunch of different situations. It is a good thought-provoking book of how to come at situations. So I definitely recommend it. I just don't know if it fits everyone's scenario of what they're doing, although Matthew may say it does. And I'm sure you could probably twist it to fit into different things. So cool. All right. Chris coming out with the interesting questions. Love it. All right, Laura.
That was a good question.
Oh my gosh, Laura. The same thing. What book should be on my Christmas list this year?
Ooh. So this is gonna ruin, Laura. You're about to ruin the end of the stream, but I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna show you the book that should be on your Christmas list. I just got it today, and I've already looked through the thing, and I've read a few pages in it, and it seems to be a really good book. Lots of people have given it really good reviews. Sohail Bakshi. Yeah. So far, right? There's some stuff about incremental refresh patterns. It's a good book. I think it's going to be a really good book. So this is what I would recommend.
Yes, and Matthew, I see I totally agree with you. Anyone that builds things for other people can get value from it. I totally agree. Like if you're building reports, how to get feedback and build out the goals and understand your user. 100%. I was thinking beyond that though. I was trying to get something that was more like broad scope outside of just building things. So yes, but I do agree with you, and I knew that's where you were going to come in on. Excellent. Looking around to see if I've got other books. I mean, my default ones.
Same books you always
I was gonna say I could bring them out. I always recommend that. I'm sure Laura's seen it before. Like the Star Schema book.
This is a new one.
Definitive Guide to DAX.
But this is a new one. This is a new one. This is a new one. What was the book called? Expert Data Modeling with Power BI. Expert Data Modeling with Power BI.
Yeah. Cool. All right. What's the time? Okay. Whew. All right, Stewie. Any idea of the scanner API will give us information about report metadata in the future? Filters applied on the visual field? I don't think so. I don't think at that detail, like filters applied on the visual. I don't know that it's going to do that, because it's more about inventorying, like it's the catalog of assets, not necessarily what those assets are doing. It's interesting feedback. Go to ideas.powerbi.com and get it in there. And that's the first time I've heard that perspective, like the filters applied to a visual, fields used in a visual. I've heard that, but I don't know that that's going to come from the scanner API or the like Purview integration stuff. It's interesting. So yeah.
Chris is saying log analytics will capture it.
How?
But it's from a DAX perspective.
Yeah, you got to decipher that, but it's not blatant in your face. This is the filter. So like log analytics, that takes a lot of work to discern that.
Yeah.
So especially with how chatty it is, and then how do you link that back to the visual?
Well, if you use the report analyzer by Michael Kowalski, you can get the visual ID.
I know.
And then it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. Like that's not something I would recommend in the context of this, unless someone builds a tool for it. So yeah.
I bet you if Michael watches this, he might.
Yeah. All right, Michael. How can I take a slice of a visual and when clicked, bring me to a variable-based hyperlink? E.g., click on a slice of FL in a pie graph.
Yeah.
Slice for Florida, and then the hyperlink sends me.
Yeah.
So can you have a
Select
slice of
value.
a pie?
So
So I get that. But I think he's saying if I click on the slice in the pie, that has the action to take me somewhere.
no.
That doesn't work. But you could, based on the filter, then that could be filtered on from a, you could have another measure to dynamically generate a URL. And then, so using selective value, things of that nature, and then apply that to like a button. So when you select on a slice of a pie, then the button lights up and then you click on that and it takes you to the other thing. Yeah. Alex is saying too, not natively in the visual. Yeah. So clicking on the visual itself, the slice of Florida in the visual, that will not trigger the link. But you can definitely use that to filter a
We got a
measure.
video on this.
Yeah. And then use that as part of an action
of videos on this.
Yep. Button or image or any of that.
Yeah.
You can absolutely
lots
do
of
that.
videos on. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Lots of videos on doing that.
Cool.
I went on a tear. I was obsessed with hyperlinks and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. All right, Daniel, using OneDrive, you can use one Power BI desktop file to deploy the same dashboard to different workspaces. In this case, dashboard means report. But is there a way to update that one file without overriding parameter values in each workspace? No. So the immediate thing that came in my head, but I don't think it applies for your situation, is deployment pipelines, because you can have those actions for parameters to adjust based on deployment, but you're thinking like actual different production deployment workspaces. So deployment pipelines wouldn't help you there.
I don't think so.
So I mean, when you republish, it's gonna update whatever the default of the parameters are. So it's gonna overwrite whatever was there, and you'd have to go back and manually update. Now, as part of your deployment script, though, you could deploy it and then use the APIs, the REST APIs, to update the parameters. So as you deploy it, then you can incorporate that into your deployment script if you're doing it that way. So that's something you can consider.
Doesn't OneDrive, it syncs them at some frequency, right?
Oh, that's what we're talking about.
OneDrive
Okay,
syncs
sorry. I
all
thought
the
we were getting like some data from a OneDrive, like Excel or CSV. I wasn't coming. Yeah, Alex came in with the same thing. Yes. Yeah, OneDrive will automatically sync it. So the minute you update it in OneDrive, if you're linking to OneDrive. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So now I'm confused on the question. Because if you're doing that to different workspaces, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, I'm not, because with OneDrive, if your Power BI desktop file is in OneDrive and you're linking to it from different workspaces, it's the same file. And so if you want different parameters on each one, it's going to re-update every hour. So that's not going to work for you. So, okay. No joy.
Man,
all right.
Paul Turley just made a great comment about the question about hyperlinks on the element. Yes.
Paginated.
Chris Finland.
Paginated.
I'm channeling my inner Chris Finland now, and it gives me all warm and fuzzy inside, Paul. I didn't even think about that. You could.
Yeah.
What is a video, Alex? Alex, what's a video?
So that's a good video.
Alex? Tell me.
I don't know.
What? Paul's question? That is a good video.
I think it's in the context of the OneDrive. Or maybe it's paginated. I don't know.
Oh, you did it. I thought you did a video on the OneDrive.
A long time ago. Not in the context of Michael's question.
Chris must be in the
OneDrive
live stream
with
because
parameters.
he just. Oh, Chris, that's all Adam would do that video. I mean, Chris Finland must be in the live stream because he just sent me a text. He's like, "Shut up! You can't channel Chris."
He's
Finland.
lurking. He's lurking. He's still there.
You can't channel
all right.
your inner.
Matthew asked, "Can we even remember what we shipped this year?" Vaguely.
No.
There's small slivers of things, but it's just all blends together. That's been my issue since the pandemic, is just like all time is just blurred together. Like it doesn't. It's hard to like. There's things I'm like, oh man, we did that one time where there was some feature or whatnot, and we're like, oh, guess when this checkbox got added into Power Query, and I'm like, September, and I would say this was like in like November or December, and I said, oh, it must have been September. And he's like, yes, 2 years ago, and I'm like okay, like all right, you remember that?
I do.
Oh my god! All right, I'm gonna grab Mark's question before we go. So any workaround on hovering over visuals in the service and having font size increase shrink? I see this in cards and line graphs. Any workaround for hovering over visuals in the service? So I know for the hovering, for like the different aspects of when you hover, when you're not hovered, each one of those states, you can have different font sizes and fonts applied to that. Like they each have their independent, color, font size. They all have their own individual ones. So you can control that. I think you can control that from a theme file as well. Maybe I'd have to play with that. But that's all I got for you. I'm like, when you change the option, and I would recommend doing this with the new format pane enabled, because I think it's easier to figure that out. Because it's more grouped together.
That would be a good video. That would be a good video.
Would it?
Changing the font size, because it's like your I can't think of the word. It's like you're highlighting, not highlighting, emphasizing. Because I've hovered over it and now I'm emphasizing it, right? Ooh, that's a good one.
Wait a second. Scott said that's a Chrome bug. There's a fix in the works. All right, never mind though. But either way, my point still stands on the thing. But yeah, apparently there's a bug that's being worked on. So stay tuned.
I just deleted it. I deleted it off my notepad. Right. Use Edge. Just use Edge. Don't use Chrome.
Chromium also. It's the Chromium engine. Like doesn't change anything. All right, everyone. Great Saturday. Next Saturday is going to be our last live stream of the year. Matthew Roach will be joining us to close out the year for us before we go on a little break. So be sure to join us next Saturday. Same bat time, same bat channel. Patrick, any closing words of wisdom?
I do have some closing words of wisdom. So, I thought about this the other day. Everyone doesn't have, you guys know what we're going through in the world, right, with this pandemic. And
I have no idea what's going on.
Everyone doesn't have other people at home with them, right? I have my little family here with me and I get to hang out with them. There's a lot of people that have been isolated for a very long time. Send them a text, right? Yeah. Call them. I prefer a phone call. Don't send me a text because I hate text messages. Give them a call, right? They would be happy to hear from you. Somebody reminded me of that the other day. Just reach out. Reach out to them because people
can go a long
way, right?
Anyway, go a long way.
That's my words of wisdom.
Awesome.
That's my words
Appreciate
of wisdom.
it. That was great.
Yeah.
All right, everyone.
Yeah.
We will see you next week. Thanks for hanging out with us. Hope you have a great week ahead of you. Yeah, nothing.